Hello everybody! Hey divas and chicas, how y'all doing? Alrighty, so as you can see, this is a voiceover. Hello, and I want you to enjoy the Fortnite gameplay while I talk to you about today's topic, which is IPs that I want to come to Fortnite. Now, I did a video like this a couple days back on IPs that I want to come to Dead by Daylight. If you haven't checked that out, by all means, go check it out. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I have a lot of ideas and I like making videos about my said ideas. So, before we get into anything, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. Alrighty, and happy Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week and we got this, alright? You're almost done with the week and I believe in you. So, let's get right into the video. And I'm going to preface this by saying there are 4 on here that are part 2s of collabs that we already have, but we don't seem to be getting any more, at least not as of right now. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. Coming in at number 1, I have Little Big Planet, alright? Little Big Planet was a very big part of my childhood. I remember playing it on the PS3 and then Little Big Planet Kart, Little Big Planet 2 and 3. I love those games with all my heart. All right, Sackboy. Ooh, I have like 3 of them. The U2's just put out a new Sackboy little thing and it looks amazing. But as you can see from this concept art, that if I can find the maker, I'll tag them down below, or like I'll put it in the description. This is a very cool concept because especially in this one, it is Sackboy inside of something, and I think that's so cool. You could go the other route, just as in this photo where you can see the same concept but also with a big Sackboy next to it. You could go that route. I don't know, I personally would like either. I think there is a charm to Sackboy being tiny, kind of like how Morty is in like his mech suit. But I also just love the idea of running around as a huge Sackboy. I think that'd be amazing. And I think that Little Big Planet already had some shooter elements in it, especially by Little Big Planet 3. So I don't think this is too far out of the realm of possibility, except for the fact that they don't seem to be using the Little Big Planet license that much anymore. With that being said, let's move right along. Number 2, we have Minecraft. Now, as you can see in this concept of this person who made like a mini pass for this, the Ender Dragon being a glider, genius. That's so cool. At first, I was gonna put Elytra, but like the Ender Dragon is so much cooler. If you want to go based off the Minecraft movie that just recently released, you could do like a ghast where you're holding onto the ghast or whatever. Lots of good ideas. There's a bunch of stuff. If you literally just search up Minecraft Fortnite concept, you'll see so many of them. And I think that it's just such a cool thing, and especially with the movie doing as good as it is right now, we might be able to get this. I don't really know. I know that Mojang is kind of weird with how they treat Fortnite stuff. Or not Fortnite stuff, but like guns and stuff like that. But I mean, make a weapon wrap that looks like a crossbow. I don't know. But I think this would have a lot of promise, and I really want to see it come to the game. A next one that I feel like is very kind of like surprising that we don't have is Gundam. I love Gundam. I have a Funko Pop of a Gundam. I love it so much, and I eventually want to get one of those really big versions of the Gundams. I don't know what type of grade that is, but they're like really big pieces and it comes out huge. But Gundam is a really cool idea for Fortnite, especially because, you know, it's robots. Like it's awesome. But at the same time, it's weird because Gundam is already in Fortnite. They have their own map, and it's a red versus blue map basically, and there's 3D models in there and everything that is like, it looks custom to me. It doesn't look like they just asset took from one of their games, but regardless, it looks great, and I'm very surprised that we haven't had a Gundam collab as of yet. Next, we have Warhammer. So with Warhammer, it's kind of obvious, you know. Here are some concepts that I found up on Reddit, and as you can see, it's very like, duh. kind of moment, you know? The gun wrap being the Ultramarines, having an Ultramarine armor that you can customize. I feel like they wouldn't do that though. They'd probably sell it by chapter. But even then, like, I think it's just such a good idea, and I'm so surprised that it hasn't happened. I wonder if they've even talked about it because, like, it's so obvious, you know, especially now that it with Space Marine 2 and Warhammer is now more accessible than ever. I feel like I think it's just a matter of time till we get it. But at the same time, I'm hoping that they can come to the game eventually. Now, with the most recent anime collabs, I think of Jujutsu Kaisen Wave 2 and a few others. I think I was thinking about along those lines when I put these two on here. And the first one that I have is Soul Eater. Now, Soul Eater is like these two picks for the anime ones. Even if you don't want to consider these could be like honorable mentions. I just thoroughly enjoy both of these anime, and I think Soul Eater is so fun. All right, I don't know how it would work with guns, although I will say, having Death the Kid be your single like person in the collab would work technically because he uses guns. But even then, I think that Maka, Death the Kid, Tsubaki, Black Star, Liz, Patty, all those, that is such easy. And I hate to view it like this because I personally love the show, but that's easy money. Like, especially for the Soul Eater fans. We are craving, all right, anything Soul Eater, we eat it up. We want the remake, we want the games, we want anything to do with it because it's been so long. It's been so long. And back in my day. But anyway, I just really hope that they do bring Soul Eater or just more anime in general. I feel like we have, you know, My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen. We have a few anime in there, but I feel like we could always use more. You know, we could always use more. So Soul Eater is my first pick for that, and then secondly, and this is like it has nothing to do with guns, but I would love to see it. It would be Fate Stay Night, all right, or just the Fate series in general. It doesn't have to be Stay Night. It can be Apocrypha. It can be Extra CC. It can be anything. I will flash up, as you can see, all these characters, and there is so many to pick and choose from, and it would be great. I wish that they would bring that to the game because it's a guilty pleasure of mine. And if you want to do Soul Eater or anything like that, you could also do like Nasuverse in general, so that includes Tsukihime, that includes oh my goodness, Melty Blood, that includes Kanan, like all these different shows and different animes would work really well, I think, in my personal opinion. But yeah, now I want to get into, like, I feel like these could be likely, these next four, because these are part twos. All right, we already have some of them in the game, so why not inject more, right? So the next one we're gonna say is Godzilla Part 2. All right, I love the Godzilla collab that we got. We got Kong, Mecha, normal Godzilla, energized Godzilla. Like, it was so good. We even got Mothra as a glider. Genius! Called it, by the way. But also, I think that Godzilla Part 2 would be so fun. And even if you're just working, like, obviously we want Gigan, we want all these other characters, but if you can't do those because you're only working with legendary monsters and titans, then by all means, a Tiamat, a Rodan, a Ghidorah glider, like one of those three. I just gave you three glider options. So cool. It would be so cool. Something related to the Mutos. I don't know, maybe an emote. I feel like that would be so cool and go so hard. But yeah, there's a lot of Godzilla stuff that you could do, especially if Fortnite, I know you got the money. If you want to like collab with Toho, that would be cool. But, you know, whatever. Next, we have Transformers Part 2. So this, in this person, and I put as like some examples, I put Soundwave, Shockwave, and RC. I think that these three, I know that Soundwave and Shockwave have a mega load, a shit ton of fans, all right? So I know they would sell. I know they would sell. RC has a bunch of fans as well, but I feel like it doesn't compare when you consider like Shockwave and Soundwave. But at the same time, I feel like if we got, so in the last one we got 2 Autobots and a Decepticon. So this time I switched it. I put 2 Decepticons and an Autobot, and I feel like that would be really cool. And I love the Battle Bus. I love the Battle Bus, like, just as a Transformer. It's one of my favorite skins. I use them all the time. But yeah, I think that Transformers has a lot of promise, and I think that it would work really, really well. Next, we have Resident Evil Part 2, and in this one, I named the characters of Ada, Rose, and Wesker. Now, Ada is obvious, alright? I am so surprised she's already not in the game, but same thing with Wesker, like, crazy! But, you know, I love that we have Jill and Chris and Leon and Claire. Love them. Love those guys. But I think Ada it just works. It works so well because Ada literally uses guns. Like, all of them use guns, obviously. But Ada is just, she's the super spy, you know? She is that bitch. And I think that she would work so well in game. You already have, here, I'll throw up some costume info for you. Or not costume info, but costume ideas. You have her Chipao, you have her Separate Ways outfit, you have her normal default outfit. Like, it would look so good. And I really, really hope that we get a Resident Evil Part 2 and that Ada's in it. As well as Rose from Resident Evil 8 Village. She's cool. I feel like we might see more of her in the future, but she could pull a Helena and never come back, so we don't know. But she is the most recent character, I feel, so she would work well, in my opinion. And lastly, we have Wesker. All right, Wesker is that guy. You know, he is him. Everybody knows Wesker. He's in DBD, for Christ's sake. Like, everybody knows him. And I feel like he would work really well. I'll throw up some costume ideas for him right here. You know, it's normal. You have his, like, a stealth suit, I don't know, and then his trench coat. But I think that would work really, really well. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about Adventure Time Part 2. Now, I have heard that we are maybe going to get an Adventure Time Part 2 with, like, Ice King in it or something. So I didn't want to include him just in case that does happen. But I think for an Adventure Time Part 2, just gender bend them. Do the Fiona and Kate characters. So we have Finn, Jake, PB, and Marcy. So let's do Fiona, Cake, Marshall, and Prince Bubblegum. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. And people would eat it up. People would eat it up. I'm telling you. Adventure Time is such a good IP because there's so much fun to be had with it, and it's so zany. As you can see in the video, I am using Marceline, and I'm having so much fun. I love this collab. And of course, I had to get BMO in there. I love that they added BMO. If they hadn't added BMO, I would have been like, BMO back bling, duh. Or BMO mech suit. Oh my goodness, give BMO a mech suit, please. Make a mega BMO. That'd be so fun. While you're at it, maybe give Gunther a little ice body that Ice King makes for him, and then he can be his own skin. Oh my goodness, I just want a penguin skin. I saw this survey. Side note, y'all. I saw a survey skin for Fortnite, and it was a penguin. Please, Fortnite, please. If you release that, my favorite animal in the world, y'all, is penguins. I know we're on a side tangent, but hear me out. I love penguins so much, and if that skin comes to game, trust all the background footage will be with that damn penguin. I swear. Fortnite, please. Anyway, that's enough groveling. But yeah, those were my ideas, and I would love to know y'all's down below. I keep forgetting to be like, let me know what you think of this or that, you know. But yeah, let me know what you guys would want to see come to Fortnite, because I was having a discussion with my friend about it, and she had a bunch of ideas that I just did not think of at all. And I was like, oh my goodness, those are actually really, really good. So I would love to talk to y'all. But yeah, with that being said, though, everybody, I hope you enjoyed my little takes and my little side tangents. And I will see you on Friday. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you are watching this. And I'll see you then. Bye.